Elden Ring is a ginormous game with a brilliant open world that hides thousands of different weapons, armor, and other items. Even the starting area of Limgrave has hundreds of different points of interest that the player can explore at their own leisure. But, as with many open world games, there are many more items and features that are overlooked. So in this video, I wanted to feature 5 items in the greater Limgrave area that I think most players have overlooked. So we're gonna jump right in at number 5. Number 5 is probably the least obscure item on this list, as it has a very prominent role in the late stages of the game. We are talking about the first volume of Fevor's cookbook, which can be found in a graveyard south of the Summon Water village. The first volume of Fevor's cookbook contains the crafting recipe for sleep pots, which, as you might expect, cause sleep buildup on affected targets. To make a sleep pot, you need an empty cracked pot as well as a Trina's lily and a mushroom. 5 Trina's lilies can be found in the Mistwood ruins surrounding the sleeping rune bear, and if you need mushrooms, they are dropped by exile soldiers, and you can receive 10 from Bach after meeting him for the first time. Overall, sleep pots are a great utility item to have, but do remember to use them sparingly, as Trina's lilies are a non-responding crafting item. I know, it's sad. Well, the next item on our list is an Ash of War, so you can use it to your heart's content. The item at number 4 is Gravitas, a strong Ash of War with a magic affinity and high intelligence scaling. It can be applied to all melee weapons with the exclusion of whips and daggers. It's dropped by a lesser alabaster lord found nearby the seaside ruin site of Grace. This ash is an intelligence-based item, so early game sorcerers can use this for much needed crowd control while mobbing. You don't have to be using an intelligence build to benefit from this ash, as it is a blessing when dealing with large amounts of pesky mobs like hounds and rats. But I know some players don't like using fancy magic spells or incantations, and I have something just for you guys as well at number 3. Number 3 is back to basics with an honest to god quality weapon, which is the first available great spear, the lance. The lance has requirements of 20 strength and 14 dexterity and comes standard with the Charge 4th Ash of War equipped. It can be found on top of some ruins northwest of the War Master's shack. You must go over this hill and then use torrent to jump down as shown. This weapon is rather strong as it is due to its absurd reach, but if you want to spice things up, then you can grab the Ash of War repeating thrust, which is dropped by the Knights Cavalry found in Limgrave. With these 2 items combined, you are set to cosplay as everyone's favorite enemy, the Godskin Noble. But we all know that I'm kidding, because everyone's favorite enemy is the Soldier of Godrick. What if I told you that you have not just 1, but 2 of him fighting for you? Well, I'll tell you how to do it at number 2. As I said, you can have not just 1, but 2 soldiers of Godrick fighting for you, and all at the low price of only 54 FP. The Godrick soldier ashes comprise of a pair of soldiers, one with a war pick and the other with a crossbow. They provide a great combination of both damage and the possibility to break your enemy's stance, while also drawing aggro. They can be found east of Stormhill Shack in a graveyard that has a striking resemblance to Jellyfish Fields. Once they are properly upgraded with Gravegold reward, they can be useful even towards the later parts of the game. So why don't you get out there and hit the trail with your boys and raise some hell. The last item on this list is so obscure that I didn't even know that it existed, even after playing this game for nearly 500 hours. And that's why it's at the top of the list. At number 1, I have the Erdtree Great Bow, which is the first available great bow in the game. It is found in the Fringe Folk Hero's grave. As such, you will need 2 stone storage keys to enter. But before we go in, there's some items that we need to grab. The one thing that we really need is a bow of any kind and some arrows, but I would also recommend bringing some neutralizing boluses. Then we will make our way down the dungeon while avoiding the stone chariot until you get to the room containing the 2 grafted scions. Then you'll drop down on the close side onto a ledge before dropping to the bottom and entering a doorway and taking the lift up. Beware, there's a banished knight ghost at the top that you'll have to deal with. After you deal with him, then you'll want to get out your bow and look across. You should see some giant hanging pots, and what you want to do is shoot the ropes holding up the pots while timing the pot to fall onto the stone chariot, which will destroy it and give you the Erdtree great bow. With that, we have gone through 5 items that you missed in Limgrave. I just wanted to thank you for watching the video this far and ask you to comment if you'd like to see this done with Liurnia or maybe Kaled next. So if you liked the video, then drop a like, and if not, let me know by hitting the dislike button. And if you want to see more content like this, it'd be great if you subscribed.